Day. We're very stoked here live at UH football with the rain starting to fall on the field here at Clarence T.C. Chang Athletic Complex to be joined once again by the head coach of the Rainbow Warriors, Timmy Chang. How you doing this morning, Coach?
I'm doing good. There's a light Manoa mist and a nice rainbow that's blessing us right now, and so it's really good.
Yeah, the scene is kind of ideal here as far as the poetry behind the surroundings. But we have a very serious and difficult debate that we want to run by you because you walked by and one of the first things he said to me was, hey, nice shirt. I happen to be wearing a brand new Kahala shirt. I was teasing Billy Hull. It is a Kahala Friday. He is not wearing one of his newly acquired Kahala shirts. He said because he didn't have a chance to wash them. And so the question to you, I thought that's absurd. The shirt will never feel or fit as good as it did new after you wash it. So I'm not one of those guys. I always also ask for if they have any new untouched shirts in the back before I buy it, if I pick one out. Where you stand on this very serious debate?
Yeah, I think I'm with you, Kanoa. I think it must have been a hot debate while we're throwing routes on air and getting some work done here. But I think I'm with you with really just taking out the package, those nice Kahala packages, and throw a fresh one on, and really I think I was a GA, and so I don't press clean my shirts, but Kahala, I'm press cleaning them now.
Yeah. You've turned a corner a little bit, right? I really asked you, when's the last time you even bought a shirt?
Yeah. Yeah. That's I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed, and so Billy's wearing my boy Casey. Shout out to him with OB Golf, and I coached that. This is Hawaii roots, man. I coached that kid. He's doing well, and now he's sponsoring shirts all across the state, and I'm proud of him. And you can't go wrong with Tom's shirts either at Kahala.
Okay, but it seems like, though, as we've talked to other people around here, it is about a 50-50 thing whether you wash it or not. But here's the real question that Kanoa mentioned. Not only does he not wash it, he'll wear it maybe a few times before he washes it. Are you do you wear it multiple times, or is it one wear and then put it in the washer?
No, I think I'm a sweater, and so I'm never gonna wear it again. Maybe duration comes with it. You know what I mean? Maybe plus too, it's humid. You could get away with it in drier climates like Nevada or Arizona in some points, but I think Hawaii just puts too much sweat and there's too much humidity in the air. But I would say this. I understand underwears. Underwears, maybe. You gotta wash
those.
You gotta wash
those. You're messing with.
I'm glad we're all in agreement on that.
That stuff's a little too risky there.
I'm gonna have to get out of here.
But it depends on what you're doing in that first wear of the shirt, and of course, if it second time around passes the smell test. You get the serious questions here in interviews with us, Tim.
I know. Is that where you pulled me off of practice?
No. We're going to get into some better stuff now. We got the head coach of the Rainbow Warriors, Timmy Chang, here joining us. The other night was the Murphy's Pigskin Pig Out. Yep. Something that was amazing to me, you had a signed Timmy Chang UH helmet that went for over $4,000 in the auction. It seemed like people were there to bid, to support this program. Yeah. Don and Marion Murphy have just been saints when it comes to the kind of effort they put forth here to support UH football and just football in Hawaii. What was your reaction to that night?
Just listening to you talk gives me chicken skin. Don and Mary have been long-time supporters. I was telling the story that I'm 18 years old, not being able to go to those events, but just hearing about it. But just they've been so involved with the university for all these years. And at one point we probably couldn't use. They were talking about not being able to shut down the street, but that's a grandfathered-in event that happens year after year after year. And so it was good to see all the support and face out. I thought Nicole did an unbelievable job with Dave Kawada and his staff and his volunteers. The Hawaii Bowl did an unbelievable job. And thank you to all the sponsors. But the people, the community. Again, this university. This team, it means everything to the state, and so for people to come out and reciprocate that and represent and just come out and support, unbelievable. And thank you to everybody that that bought something and donated something. Just with the sisterhood and the Pigskin Pig Out the last 2 weeks, unbelievable turnout, and I know people are excited for football.
Did you say $4,000?
$4,000.
Shouldn't we get him maybe a pen and a few more helmets?
I would have gave it for free.
All right. Well, we are obviously that much closer now to the opener a week from tomorrow against Delaware State. As you are now getting much more into prepping specifically for that game, like on the verge of focusing on that game specifically, how does the dynamic here at practice, how does the objective change here from the end of this week, another workout tomorrow, into game week on Monday?
Sure. Yeah, these guys this is the fourth week that we're counting up, and them going at through kind of a camp schedule. The beauty about it, there's no school, and so we're taking advantage of all the hours that we can on the field, off the field, in the weight room, learning football. The UCLA week is the week that we go back to school, and so as a student athlete, anybody that played, in college, they know the rigorous schedule of a student athlete, especially football this time of year, and how fast it goes by, how much is on their plate in fall, and so we're taking advantage of them just being around football, learning football, understanding what we want as a collective in these 12 games, and then now we're at the pivot point of just getting their bodies back, getting ready to go, and so Delaware State's around the corner, and we're in scouts. We're looking at them from a special teams, defense, and offensive perspective, but a pretty exciting time. And so, just these guys went at it for a good amount of time, and we're our only opponent. And so it's good that we're going to get to play somebody else.
Yeah, obviously appreciate you taking the time to meet with us a second Friday in a row. I just want to ask you about the last 7 days, just maybe this week in general, since we last talked to you. Anything that's kind of really impressed you or stood out about what these guys have been doing here these last 7 days? I like their focus. I like their energy. And now it's really just being detailed, right? We call this day Perfect Friday, and it really is in that sense. It's not a long practice. It's about an hour and 15 minutes today. Followed with some planks, and really we're just really trying to be dialed in, and you can see the guys. I mean, I'm looking across the field, and they're just all in tune to what they're doing. There's no goofing off. There's no, we're having all these side conversations and enjoying our time with our boys. I mean, it is really a work day, a focus day, and I really want my coaches to uphold that standard and making sure they're like that, because they got to be detailed. I mean, we've been prepping them, for the last 4 weeks to prepare them in a schedule just like how we would in season, and so they're on tune. And from week 1 to where we are now, week 4, you can see that sense of urgency in them, and that's probably the biggest difference.
We're talking with Rainbow Warrior head football coach Timmy Chang. We're live here from UH football practice. Last Saturday, you had another game simulation, and one of the major objectives was to test out the new technology that's allowed on the sideline, the straight-to-helmet communication with one of the players on the playing field, also the use of the Microsoft tablets, and you had sort of that big console that was set up on the sideline. How did that go, and how much getting used to that is going to be required here?
Yeah, the NFL has it. The high schools have some sense of form of, TVs on the sidelines, and they're getting to look at stuff. College is probably the last, division to kind of get this technology, and so it's going to take some used to getting. It's an advantage. You get to see live on what's happening on the field instead of trying to, look in the booth, trying to memorize, trying to have guys, their eyes fixated on a portion of the game or a couple guys, whether it's blitzes or stunts or coverages and those type of things. You get it live in your hands, and so, us working through it. And we were in the midday, and so even the technology, those things have to be covered. They have to have a sense of cooling system, and then you got to be organized on how to get that data, in this short amount of time, and then get it to the players who are actually just playing. And so there's a lot that goes into it, and we want to make sure that we're functional and we're able to use it to the best of our advantage.
Yeah, there's something I kind of wanted to ask you. There was a thing, I think there was like an Ask the AD the other day, and Craig Andrews was talking about potentially in the future, there may have been talking a little bit about it this year, of maybe trying to play a game on Maui. Is that something that you guys are interested in at all?
I'll be honest with you, I really tried to get this first game, this Delaware State game on Maui, and there was a lot of people behind the scenes, our Maui family, Kanoa, and also a lot of people in Oahu that try to move this game as quickly as possible. I think the powers that be didn't allow it to happen, but I look forward to, maybe in the next 5 years playing games up there and just having the first game out there. And again, it's the connection, right? We played Montana State or Montana in 2001, and it was a great turnout. We ended up playing the Hula Bowl out in Maui, and that was a great turnout. And really just to give our fans, I wish we could play and go to all the islands, really. And I would love to take my team to the Big Island, Kauai, Molokai, Maui, you name it. I would love to take, because again, this is the state's team. And so, if there's a facility that can house us and host us, get at us. If you're listening right now and you want the coaches or you want the players to come out, especially from the months of January to July, hit us up, because we love to do the outreach things, and we do a lot. We do a lot here on Oahu. My boys are all out in the community, and we would love to get out there and let you know that we care about you guys and we appreciate you guys.
That's a great sentiment. We're talking with Timmy Chang, head coach for the Rainbow Warrior football team. We are approaching the time where we have to let you go. So last question, if you could project here. You never quite know what you're going to open up out of the gift under the tree, so to speak, on opening night. Mm-hmm. But if you had to project what you think the strengths of this team versus the things that maybe you're most wary about still a little over a week from the opener, what would those things identify as? Yeah,
the strength of the team is the experience of going through what they've been through the last 2 years, and a lot of them come back. 8 to 9 starters on both sides of the ball, that helps, right? And so, the worry was just how are they gonna react with the lights coming on, and again, the experience helps, because you can never mimic what a game day atmosphere feels like. You can never from the drive-in, from the hotel, being escorted by police, to the walk down, to the game prep, to getting out there, and you smelling the barbecue, you feeling the action, right? It'll throw you off if you're not used to it. You're talk about deer in the headlights. If you're a first year guy, or this is your first time playing or starting, your mind and your nerves can get the better of you. And so it's really just calming down these 18 to 22-year-olds and reminding them of what they've been doing and what their job is, and on all the things that they practice fundamentally, and just getting them to do that, and just making it sure, and just remind them it's just like practice. It is just like what you've done every single day, just like practice. And so the experience is something that we lean on, but you just never know how they're going to react. And then you can coach off of it once you watch the film Saturday night going into that Sunday. Exciting time, though. The countdown continues. Coach, we can't thank you enough for being generous enough with your time to sit down with us during practice. So good luck here finishing out the week strong, and, of course, good luck going into game week. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. You guys are always welcome to come, and so I hope this is not the last Friday that you guys come out here.